So let's back up now and look at lesson 74. It's called Multiplication Principle of Counting. The multiplication principle of counting is a quick way to find the total number of possible outcomes if there's multiple steps or multiple combinations of events involved. Okay, now to figure out the multiplication principle of counting, to do it, you simply multiply the possible outcomes for each individual event. Now that doesn't really make a lot of sense on its own, so let's look at a problem and then we'll see what that means, okay? So here's an example. Andy has 6 colors of wire that come in 11 different sizes each. How many combinations of color and size does Andy have? So to figure out something like this, we're going to use the multiplication principle of counting. You have 6 colors and 11 different sizes. So there's 2 items we're talking about. We're talking about color and we're talking about sizes. And we need to figure out the possible outcomes for each event or each thing. How many different colors are there? There's 6. How many different sizes are there? There's 11. So what we do is we multiply that together, 6 times 11, and the possible combinations, there are 66 possible combinations using 6 different colors of wire in 11 different sizes. Let's do another one. All right, let's look at this one. A fast food restaurant allows children to choose one of 4 entrees, one of 3 side items, and one of 4 beverages to make a kids' meal. How many different combinations are possible for kids' meals? So we have to figure out every item that we can choose from. We can have an entree, if I can get my pen to work. We can have a side item, and we can have a beverage. So we could have one of 4 entrees, one of 3 side items, and one of 4 beverages. And to do the multiplication principle of counting, we simply multiply all of these options together. And if I do that, 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 4 is 48. So the answer is there are 48 different combinations using that information that they could get for kids' meals. Here's another one. In the class, there are 27 boys and 14 girls. The teacher wants to select 1 boy and 1 girl to represent a competition. How many ways can the teacher make this selection? Well, the items we're dealing with are boys and girls, so we can have 27 boys. We can have any of the 14 girls. Multiply that together, 27 times 14. And we get 378 different combinations. All right, a person wants to buy 1 fountain pen, 1 ball pen, and 1 pencil from a stationery shop. There are 10 fountain pen varieties. There are 12 ball pen varieties. There are 5 pencil varieties, and we just multiply that together, 10 times 12 times 5. That means there's a total of 600 different combinations we can get. Okay, these are not hard. Just remember, we have to multiply everything together as far as how many options we have. This one requires a little bit of thinking, okay? It says 12 students compete in a race. In how many ways can the first 3 prizes be given? So we have first place, we have second place, and we have third place. Now, obviously, if there are 12 students racing, that means for that first slot, 12 people can get that. When we get to the second slot, though, one of those runners has already, or one of those people in the race have already completed the race, which means the second slot only has 11 people to choose from. And then when we get to the third place, the first and second person have already crossed. That means we only have 10 people to choose from for that third spot. So we have to multiply this together, 12 times 11 times 10, and we get 1,320 different combinations for first, second, and third. So sometimes they're going to be super straightforward. Other times you're going to need to think logically just a little bit before you jump into doing the work. So for homework, you're going to do all of lesson 74 except number 5. or section 5, if that makes more sense. It's pages 163 and 164, and it's back and front, so next face-to-face time you'll just rip it out and turn it in. There's no online anything for this lesson, just those pages. If you have any questions, shoot me a text.